Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe and the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much. Let's get started. I want to do my play-in round prediction of the Islanders and the Panthers series and who I think may win this series. It's a very tough series to see who may win. You know, it's you have both teams that are kind of evenly balanced. Going over the Islanders, they finished off 35, 23, and 10 for 80 points. Goals for, they finished 192, which was 23rd. And goals allowed, they finished 193, which was 6th. So you can see right off the bat, they need to score more this series to win. They finished 23rd out of 31, so they need to put that puck in the net. But their goaltending I really like. You know, that combination of Varlamov and Grice, they play fairly well with each other. And Grice is UFA, so I'm going to see what happens with him. As you saw, Sorokin got signed, so you're going to have a good 1-2 tandem going into next year, too, with Varlamov and Sorokin. So Grice is definitely going to be the odd man out, so we'll see what happens with that. But looking at their top point production, came from Matthew Barzal, 19 goals, 41 assists, 60 points. He's an RFA at year's end. Let's see what kind of deal he gets. Brock Nelson, 26 goals, 28 assists, 54 points. Anders Lee, 20 goals, 23 assists, 43 points. Josh Bailey, 14 goals, 29 assists, 43 points. And Jordan Eberle with 16 goals, 24 assists for 40 points. And I really like the way this team is balanced out. I like their forward depth, I really do. Whenever you have a fourth line of Cizikas, Clutterbuck, and Martin, you have depth. And I really like this team, I really do. Looking at their defense, you know, the top three in point production was Pulock with 10 goals, 25 assists, 35 points. Devin Taves with 6 goals, 22 assists, 28 points. And Nick Leddy with 3 goals, 18 assists, 21 points. So they're definitely going to need their defense to chip in a little more if they want to win this series. Then you have other defenses, Green, Boychuk, Mayfield, and Pelech. And Pelech is said to be healthy enough to come back into this series too, so that really helps the Islanders' case. So looking over my notes for the Islanders, my question is, will Bellows, will Wallstrom, will Dobson, will they play in this series or not? Del Cole too, you're going to see where they go into the lineup, who will make it, who will not play. They definitely need more offense from their forwards and defense. Their production and goals needs to go up to help them win the series because the Panthers have a lot of firepower that they're going to throw at the Islanders. Barry Trotz. Whenever a team's coached with a good defensive sound system, they have a chance of winning. And you saw what happened with Trotz when he coached Washington and they won the Stanley Cup. You know, he has a thing where he can have his players buckle down and play defense. And if they don't play defense, he sits him. We saw that case happen with Barzal. And Barzal led the league in turnovers this year, so he's got to stop doing that. And hopefully that leash, who knows what's going to happen. Is Trotz going to loosen it a little where Barzal gets a little more freedom because it's a 5-game series, you're going to need all the goal scoring you can get? Or will they concentrate on that sound defensive system? Goaltending is definitely a strength with the Islanders. They really are. Varlamov had a year of 19, 14, and 6 with a .914 save percentage, 2.62 goals allowed. And Thomas Greiss went 16, 9, and 4 with a .913 save percentage and a 2.74 GAA. So they both had a great year. And this 1-2 tandem is really good where you don't have to worry about your goaltending. And that's a huge concern going into this play-in round where it's only 5 games. The last meeting was 2016 in the playoffs for these two teams, and the Islanders won. So will we see revenge from the Florida Panthers? They're going to come out swinging, so the Islanders better buckle down and play that tight defensive system. And will their new additions of Green and Pajot help out? They came in at the trade deadline. I'm familiar with Green. I love the way he plays, blocks a lot of shots, plays a good defensive game, and can move the puck up and can help this team out. And Pajot, we saw what he can do. Played a limited role with the Islanders after the trade deadline, but had a good game where he scored 2 goals. And, you know, he played pretty well, but they all got to chip in and try to beat this Florida team. So, heading over to the Panthers side, they finished 35, 26, and 8 for 78 points. Goals for, 231. They finished 7th, so that's great. They can put the puck in the net. And goals allowed, they finished 228, which was 28. So, goaltending, you can see, is definitely an issue with this team. And Bobrovsky had not that good of a year after signing a huge contract. So he is definitely the question mark of this whole series for me, for both teams. Looking over at their forwards, Huberdeau had a good year, 23 goals, 55 assists, 78 points. Barkov had 20 goals, 42 assists, 62 points. Hoffman had 29 goals, 30 assists, 59 points. Dadanov had 25 goals, 22 assists for 47 points. And you got to keep an eye on them because they're both free agents at the end of this year. Will one return? Will both return? We're going to have to see what happens with Florida in the offseason. Trocheck, he had 10 goals, 26 assists, 36 points. And looking at their top production from their back end was Yandle with 5 goals, 40 assists, 45 points. And Ekblad with 5 goals, 36 assists, 41 points. And those are two really good defensemen. Yandle has a lot of experience in the playoffs. And looking at the rest of their defense with Matheson, Stroman, Pissick, Weegar, Brown, and Stillman, a little bit on the weekend compared to the Islanders side. But, you know, they're going to need a little more point production from their back end because if you rely on just those two guys, it's going to hurt you in this quick 5-game series. You know, I like what Noel Acciari did this year, scored 20 goals. That was great since he came over. Brett Connolly had 19 goals. He has good playoff experience, won it with the Caps. And Frank Vatrano, I like what he added too. So those players have to chip in a little more, help out those big names to score a couple more goals. If they can, they can win this series. They're coached by Quenneville. We all know what he did with Chicago. He has a long history of playoff experience. So you have two coaches on both ends who have a Stanley Cup winners. They know how to battle in the playoffs. They know how to coach this team. So they're going to be two teams that are very well coached heading into this series. So it's going to be a very fun series to watch. They have great talented forwards, like I said. 2 key free agents. Defense is lacking. They tried to add more at the trade deadline, but they couldn't do it. Was the asking price too high on a couple of names they were looking at? They tried to add a couple, but they couldn't, especially a right-handed shot they really wanted to add, but they couldn't do that. Goal scoring issues goaltending issues, I'm sorry. You know, Bobrovsky had a year of 23, 19, and 6, .900 save percentage, 3.23 goals allowed. So he's going to pick it up, and he has to stay healthy because their backup situation relies on Drieger and Montembeault. And, you know, they didn't play as much this year as Bobrovsky, so Bobrovsky has to stay healthy for this team to win. And he has to try to steal the series. He really does. You know, he's earning a great paycheck, so he's really got to outperform himself and play better heading into this playing series. Will Owen Tippett get a shot? And, you know, another key name to look out for is Eric Haula, and that he came over in the trade deadline. I want to see how he does in this lineup. So, you know, Florida Panthers, I want to see what they do with their lineup. Will they go top heavy? I hope they don't. I hope they balance out their roster as they got a lot of good names. And I don't like when teams necessarily start, you know, playing the top line that's heavy and not having a depth throughout their lineup, because that can be a bad situation heading into the playoffs. So we'll see what happens with this. It's hard to dictate who's going to win. I think it's going to go the distance of 5 games. I want to say it's tough to say this series. I don't know who's going to win. A lot of people think Panthers. I kind of want to go with the Islanders. I do. I like their defense a bit better. Their goaltending isn't as much as a question mark to me as the Panthers. And their offense can sustain a series, a 5-game series. They really can. And, you know, if their offense is clicking, they could win. We saw what they did with the Penguins last year where they shut them out. So it's going to be a very tight series. It can go either way. The Panthers have high-powered offense. If their goaltending clicks and their defense plays well enough to win the games, they can win. So I'm giving the slightest of the edge to the Islanders in this situation, but honestly, it's a series that can go either way. They're both two evenly matched teams, both two extremely well-coached teams. So it's going to be a fun series to watch. So thank you all for watching this. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment what you think about this, and subscribe to the hockey channel if you haven't done so. Join our hockey team. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. Have a great day tomorrow. Take it easy.